Hello, everyone. This is the introduction to my new book, 3 Short Stories Based on Dreams. It is a book that's a testament to the power of dreams and the impact dreams have had on me in my life so far. I hope you enjoy listening to this introduction, and the book will be out within a matter of days. I have always nurtured my connection to my dream life. When I was a child, my family would tell each other our dreams in vivid detail over morning coffee. To me, the sharing of dreams is akin to the now largely abandoned practices of transmitting oral folklore. Indeed, through dreams, we can learn a great deal about ourselves as beings on this planet. Dreams are organic cinema fueled by the known, powerful forces of the universe. They are scripted by an inherent code of life contained within each of us. Dreams have the potential to offer the dreamer experiences so intense that nothing in waking life could compare to the sheer extremity of the experience. These things, dreams, are powerful. These things are goddamn important. More importantly, these skills can be continually awakened and developed by anyone who sleeps. Holding great respect for dreams was common in the ancient world. The ancient Egyptians, one of the world's greatest civilizations, paid close attention to their nocturnal adventures. They would remember every detail of their dreams, then go to the temple of the gods where priests and priestesses would interpret the symbols and omens for them. Oneromancy, the art of predicting the future, or divination by dream, was practiced by the great prophets descending from Abraham. The Virgin Mary received the news of her conception in her sleep. These mystic visions received through dreams are recorded in the books of Genesis, Kings, Daniel, Matthew, and Acts. Indeed, dreams have altered the course of world events and impacted the historical record many, many times, and they will continue to do so. Legendary, prophetic, powerful dreams are spoken of in the Epic of Gilgamesh, a religious story which predates the Akkadian Empire. That means that this story existed in the ancient Near East well before 2300 BCE. In the second oldest religious text, after the Pyramid texts, which were written in the Old Kingdom of ancient Egypt around 2400 BCE, this story was originally written in cuneiform on stone tablets. It contains one of the earliest recordings of a Babylonian deluge myth, including detailed accounts of the Great Flood. Let me summarize the story. The highest god, Enlil, decides to destroy mankind because of their misbehavior. But before it begins to rain, the god Ea, who made humans out of clay and holy blood, warns the hero Utnapishtim of the approaching disaster through, no less, a dream. He instructs him in the construction of a mighty raft to be called the Preserver of Life. With this divinely inspired technology, mankind outsmarts the force of the wrathful and unforgiving God. For well over a century now, scholars have recognized the biblical account of Noah's Ark to be based on older Mesopotamian accounts. In some ancient time, before history, could knowledge obtained through a dream have saved the world? In Tablet 4 of the Epic of Gilgamesh, the titular hero, along with his companion Enkidu, perform a powerful dream spell several times to wondrous effects. Each time they dig a well into the earth, climb up a nearby mountain, then pour flour into the hole as a sacrifice. Atop the mountain, Gilgamesh prays to Shamash, god of light and sun, invoking true and prophetic dreams. Mountain, bring me a dream, let me see dream visions from Shamash. His magical rituals and prayers worked, and the pair received prophetic and terrifying dreams throughout the night. The story continues. In the middle of the night, his sleep came to an end, so he got up and said to his friend, "My friend, did you not call out to me? Why did I wake up? Did you not touch me? Why am I so disturbed? Did a god pass by? Why are my muscles trembling? Enkidu, my friend, I have had a third dream, and the dream I had was deeply disturbing. The heavens roared and the earth rumbled. Then it became deathly still, and darkness loomed. A bolt of lightning cracked and a fire broke out, and where it kept burning, there reigned death. Then the white-hot name dimmed, and the fire went out, and everything that had been falling around turned to ash. Let us go down into the plain so we can speak it over. The Epic of Gilgamesh, Tablet 4. In ancient Mesopotamia, going back to at least 3100 BCE, all classes of Sumerians interpreted their dreams and regarded them as gifts from a sacred origin. The same was true for the ancient Greeks. They believed that there were 4 types of dreams: meaningless, prophetic, symbolic, or one which involves visitation by a spirit, ghost, or god. I think as long as one is able to consistently remember their dreams and devote time to thinking about them, it doesn't matter where they come from. A historic account of a prophetic dream was recorded by Herodotus in 440 BCE in Greece. It was written in classical Greek on sheets of papyrus. The Histories of Herodotus is now known as the founding work of history in Western literature. In Herodotus's account, King Croesus of Lydia, which is modern-day Turkey, has a terrifying dream that his son will die from a wound caused by a spearhead. The king does everything in his power to protect the boy from weapons throughout his life. But one day, Croesus allows the boy to go hunting, and he is accidentally killed by the spearhead of the man hired to be his bodyguard. One of the earliest history books asserts that, through bizarre circumstances, a dream became reality. Those who could read the language of dreams were called the masters of the secret things. The ancient Egyptians saw dreams as miraculous messages from the gods, which could educate the dreamer in important, sometimes life or death situations, as well as warn of events that are yet to come. The masters of the secret things still exist as a vocation. The role is gladly filled by secretive occultists or initiates of magical lodges. Such masters are honored as living libraries, and much more than that. Astral projection was a normal and sacred activity throughout the ancient world. The trained priests of Egypt would leave their bodies in spirit and travel great distances at an instant or entered into the spirit realm, also called the land of death, to bring back information from the gods and spirits dwelling therein. Aboriginal Australians held a universal belief in the dream time, descriptions of which exactly mirror descriptions from across the world, even into the modern day, of the astral realm. The reports are all the same. The soul slips free from the body, changes forms, soars across the land and into the sky, explores, and battles evil spirits for the good of all. I am, it's strange to admit, quite proficient in astral projection, and, aside from during puberty, I always have been. Since I was a child, I could slip free from my body and explore another world while the physical me slept calmly in bed. I will talk more about that later. I simply bring it up to confirm that the experiences of the ancient world are still very much happening. One of the strangest experiences I've had with dreams was actually shared with my mother. My family went to sleep at a regular hour, and when I woke up in the morning, I decided to share my dream with her. I told her how within the dream I was sitting on the living room couch. Suddenly, a knock at the door. Upon opening the door, I saw 2 children. They wasted no time in slipping past me and running toward the back of the house. Strange, I thought, and I walked down the hall to investigate. Not seeing anyone in the house, I checked the garage and saw a ramshackle van drive quickly away. The rest of the dream I can no longer remember. Upon telling the dream to my mother, she seemed frightened. She then told me that in her dream, that same night, she had been watching TV on her bed, and suddenly 2 large men barged into her room and started robbing the house. The dream thieves left in their van, taking some valuables with them, leaving my mom to wake up filled with anxiety. Somehow, by some insane circumstance, my dream world and my mother's dream world collided. But more than that, our dreams communicated. Our blood ran cold when we realized that only children would have gotten past me so easily without causing immediate alarm. The dream beings, whatever they were tricky. In many cases, my experiences around dreams and sleep make me highly inclined to believe that I'm truly experiencing results of a paranormal manifestation. Sometimes it's hard to tell exactly what went on in my most bizarre memories. One night I found myself within a dream, laying in bed, not unlike what my physical body was actually doing. Suddenly, I began to be lifted into the air and pulled toward the far edge of the ceiling where a gigantic white light started to grow. I pointed my hand toward the light and banished it using witchcraft. I fell to the bed and immediately woke up to a dark and quiet room. To me, it reminds me of accounts of being abducted by aliens. I stopped it from happening through ritual magic. For most of my life, I've remembered and recorded my dreams. I strongly believe dreaming vividly is a choice which depends entirely on how much attention you're willing to pay to your innermost mind. The mind regular society tells you to turn off. In all 24 years of my life, only a handful of my dreams have really stood out as complete, novel, fleshed-out ideas, each time startlingly so. Many nights, my dreams are so vivid and detailed that it feels like I just sat through an entire movie. 3 of those vivid dreams are what I present to you here. Let my dreams be recorded for those whose sleeping minds could never travel to such extremes. Let my dreams be recorded here as a small record in defiance of a system that shuns the soul in order to enslave the muscle. I spit on that. My bizarre, vivid, mind-bending, and visionary experiences during sleep certainly helped inform my writing during the 3 years I worked on my first novel, The White Room. In writing a character who frequently hallucinates, I understood that the hallucinations needed to communicate in the same way dreams do. Like every good story, there is a lot of depth and multiple levels of interpretation. To read is to dream. Occult study, practice, and teaching is what I've spent a lot of my life doing so far. If you don't know what the occult really is, please don't pretend that you have some vague understanding. You probably don't. No, the occult is not the same thing as a cult. Nor must it involve crime, depravity, or blasphemy. The occult doesn't involve itself with criminals or unbalanced individuals. The occult is also not a singular set of books, scary media, fancy products, poorly written rituals, concrete laws, or the lack thereof. The occult, in actuality, is a self-contained, living library of people who have devoted themselves to studying the invisible or unknown aspects of our world. The occult is scary to weaklings because it is the study of the unknown. Weak people are afraid of the mysteries, both sacred and profane, because they're scared of the unknown. I want people to realize that this isn't a gimmick or a social club. It is a population of smart, educated, motivated, good, and powerful people. In these enlightened times, we are allowed to be public about our beliefs without fear of being accused and hanged. Yet, there isn't one of us who hasn't suffered because of the judgments of society's bigots. Only those who have plunged into the unknown can understand its beauty from our perspective. Some people who view or read my work aren't seeing the forest for the trees. Everything polished that I release to the world is to communicate the messages of my muses and thoughts to what I now know is a hugely uninformed population. I am an example of someone whose prophetic, visionary mind has been expanded, both through my own work and the training I've received from my elders and fellow initiates within the Alexandrian line of witchcraft. There are some brilliant, magical people out there, but truly magical people are rare indeed. In these times, the population does not hold much value in the mysterious. We have brilliant scientists to put our faith into, so why would we need to waste time on silly, outdated, controlling organizations? You fools! Each of these 3 stories involve a man utterly failing, and I suppose that's what a nightmare is. They are the inner anxieties of a unique and intelligent mind from this generation, whatever generation kids from 1996 are from. Those dreams face the fears we share for our sons and for ourselves. That's what real horror is, in my opinion, to find oneself or one's loved one truly alone in a room. Dreams are frightening. They often bring as much terror as they do joy, all the while remaining silent, motionless, invisible, unmeasurable, ephemeral. Dreams are the Joe Schmo and Plain Jane's basic, introductory, generally harmless glimpse into the occult realms. So, here I present to you a nightmarish book, crafted over the course of 6 years, from the age of 17 to 23, and written in the texture of nightmares within dreams, within memories. I want this book to be an experience, which becomes, in itself, a dream. Indeed, I work to make my writing so engaging that the reader gets lost within the story and begins to see it as a movie. an experience many don't have very often these days, considering how shit the writing on the internet tends to be. Austin Shippey, Spring Equinox 2020. My new book, 3 short stories based on dreams, can be pre-ordered on my website, austinshippey.com, for $33.33, and it will be available on Amazon within the next few days. I hope you all enjoyed that, and I'll see you in the next YouTube video.